from County Mayo, west of Ireland. I just wanted to sort of say a little bit about me. I came over from UK, and in fact it was the Isle of Wight, which is the southern tip of the most sort of southerly part of UK. There's a little island, lovely climate, great for growing, but was getting very expensive to live there, and I couldn't afford to have a house and land, so I decided to pack up and come to the west of Ireland. So I now have just off of 20 acres, which has got paddocks. It's got a sort of plantation which I'll hope to turn into a woodland, and I suppose it's a bit of homesteading, but I've done that before, and it's a lot of hard work if you've got animals and you want to, and it's expensive to keep them. So at the moment it's just vegetables and my lovely dogs. So I packed up my van with the dog crates, and then just emergency supplies, generator, mower, microwave, some lights, mattress, dog beds, and downsized everything I had and drove here. I hadn't been to see the house. I'd seen it on the internet. I liked the description. I got on with the estate agent, and I don't like flying, or I won't fly again, so I just thought that, give it a go. I've had challenging living arrangements before, so I was well prepared to just really have almost nothing at the beginning and just work my way through stuff. As long as you're warm somehow, and when you've got 4 dogs you're going to be warm. So I've been here a year and a half, just over a year and a half. I think I've done not a lot here, but other people think I have done a lot. So, and I've pretty much done everything on my own, not on a big budget. I've met wonderful people here. I have a lovely neighbour and who helps me, and I hopefully help him. And so it's it's been a big learning curve. Ireland, I fell in love with Ireland years ago and tried to come out here about 15 years ago, but that didn't work out. But this time it did. So, and I was determined while I still have my physical energy, because I've just had my 60th birthday, that if you want to do something in life like this, you've got to be as fit as you can. But I think you've got to have the mindset, and the older I've got, the better I am. I probably work slower and do more, and I'm a lot less destructive too soon. I'll wait to see where the light is over the land, and where the water goes, and where the birds are, and I'm not destructive, in that way. I've found, time has given me a lot of patience, which is, really good. So summer's been busier here, and now it's pretty soggy weather and getting quite cold. On the bad days I'm doing stuff inside, so I have been slowly doing stuff and working it out myself. So there'll be a few videos. Sometimes I'm swapping from one job to the other because it just works that way, it's good. And then if it's a nice day, I'm out there clearing something, doing something, with all that amount of land, there's plenty to do. So hopefully the videos, I don't have an internet connection, I'm just on my hotspot. Hopefully you'll enjoy the videos. I wanted to try, even if just one person thinking, oh my god, I'm too old, or can't do this, or I can't saw that, or I can't make that. I just want to say you can. You know, you just get on with it and make mistakes, and you know, don't worry about it. And I don't worry about asking people now. I mean, I'm quite happy ask someone, "Oh, how do you do that?" And then YouTube, you know, is phenomenal. So you get a lot of inspiration from those videos. So yeah, so hopefully there'll be a few little videos on the interior now. Still outside, but trying to do bits and just want to keep it a little bit authentic. But obviously you can't, you know, you've got to live somewhere and try and be warm. So yeah, I'm doing my best. So I hope you enjoy some of the videos. I suppose you should sort of talk about the challenges. I think one of the biggest challenges was actually getting here with 4 dogs in my van. It was a long trip to Holyhead, and obviously I had to have stops for the dogs and looking after and decrating them, and in the motorway services and hanging on to them for dear life so they can spend a penny. You know, all these things, it was so nerve-wracking, and one of the 4 dogs almost howled its whole way to Ireland. And then when I got to the ferry, you know, the waiting and then walking again, the dogs, and then of course you have to leave the dogs in the van. One of them was quite upset, which was Bill, but he had his pal with him, Monica, so they were in a big cage together. That's how they've been all their time they've been with me. And then when I got over the other side, my sat nav or my phone nav, whatever, decided not to work. I had made a list of towns I needed to go through, but I had my interior light, my van did stop working, so I couldn't see anything. So I got to the toll and I asked the girl, you know, which way roughly, and she tried to help. Anyway, I just headed, and of course you're looking at the signs are in Irish, and suddenly you're tired and you think, you know, you've got another 2-3 hours ahead of you, and now it's dark. So I just thought, do you know, I'm just going to go west and see what happens. So followed the signs for the west of Ireland basically, then stopped at motorway services and then tried to memorise the towns, although I had been doing that anyway. I needed to go through. So a few of those came up, and then eventually I got probably about 15 minutes away from the place, and ended up going round and round in circles because the girl at the petrol station, you know, the difference between when she said something to me and she thought I knew places, and yeah, eventually I got out onto the right road, and then I had memorised from Google Earth the lanes I needed to pass before going up my lane, and I drove up the lane and saw the little house, and I thought, yeah, that's it. And I'd sort of practiced undoing the van, keeping the dogs safe, keeping them on the leads, because I didn't know where the fencing was or whatever, and I thought they might be a bit frightened, so they can bolt when they're frightened, so they were on leads, so they could go off and do, you know, I could take them for a quick stroll, then undid the van incredibly quickly, the major parts, and got a bed screwed together, mattress on, and a little Jackery power pack with some lights, and just fell asleep. It was wonderful. So that was a big challenge. Another challenge was, I probably, for some people, was getting a job. I had to volunteer here, and I didn't have to. I volunteered here to see if I'd like the atmosphere I was working in. and I ended up being employed, and I revamped a community polytunnel and outdoors, and I kept that beautiful. I did some classes, I did some willow classes, but to be honest, it was part-time. I was ending up doing a huge amount of sort of extra work, and when you suddenly the creativity gets knocked out of you, and I didn't want to continue like that, so I've had a few months just doing stuff outside and enjoying the place, really, with the view now of hopefully there's a really good project coming up, community project to do with gardening, etc. has come on the radar, so I'm sure that will, you know, work out in the near future. Just to begin with, I was stupidly frightened. I was nervous of my card not working, not being able to get any money out, not being able to go shopping, and I'd stocked up on a few things, and then my van breaking down, and what do? I don't know anyone, but going to the community centre, I did meet an awful lot of people, and I gained a lot of friends, and they have been, you know, priceless, really. So yeah, I think I tend to talk a lot to people, so I tend to get on with people in the main. Yeah, there's good and bad everywhere, isn't there? You just have to sort of filter through. And the other thing here is there's a slight different setup with the vets and how sort of, you know, in general people treat animals. There are good people, lots of good people here with their animals, but there are a few that, like everywhere, that aren't so good. So, but the vets have been good here. It's just you have to work out, you know, a lot of them are large animal vets. There's a lot of cattle here, more cattle than sheep in this area. So you just have to work out the good ones. So yeah, and being on your own, you know, most of the time I don't mind, and I prefer working on my own anyway. But I do miss my family, and you know, that really hurts sometimes, so you have to cope with those feelings. Yeah, and when little bad things happen or sad things happen, you have to really dig a little bit deep. But in the past I've had to dig deep emotionally, so I do, you know, manage to get over that. So yeah, there's a huge amount of good things here though, and it's been absolutely wonderful to be able to eventually create, you know, a garden round a house, you know, where it's not going to fall down, hopefully. So, you know, I feel very lucky. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the little videos. They might be a bit hit and miss there. I've only got hotspot and an iPad and a phone, so yeah, I just do my best, really. Yeah, should be some interesting stuff come up that I'm doing, and just want everyone to give it a try if they can. Never, you know, if you're frightened and you step outside your comfort zone, I don't think that's a bad thing. You sort of grow in different areas, you become a stronger person. So anyway, take care folks, and hopefully you'll see some more videos soon. Bye for now.